All right, you guys, welcome back. Today we are also going to be completing Lesson 2 of this unit. Lesson 2 and Lesson 1 are very similar, which is why I am combining them for today. All right, here we go. So as we're going through this, once again, if you have any questions at all, please reach out to me. Let me know. I am here to help any way I possibly can. Let's get this going. Today's lesson is all about mixed numbers and improper fractions. This is Lesson 2. Here we go. Once again, we always have an essential question, and that essential question is what we should know and be able to do by the end of the task. Here's today's essential question, or EQ. How do I convert mixed and improper fractions? Now, ultimately, the goal today is for you to be able to convert mixed fractions into improper and improper fractions into mixed. Once again, this is something that you had done last year if you took 6th grade with Miss Chulo. You also may have done this in previous years with other teachers. Once again, this is a skill that's being built upon. Now, the way I teach this is a little bit different than how others teach it, so if you need any further clarification, please let me know. All right, and here we go. Today, we have a key vocab word, 2 of them actually, and the first key vocab word that we have is a mixed fraction. Now, a mixed fraction is a type of fraction with a whole number. You'll often see me use this symbol. You guys know it as the hashtag. I know it as the pound symbol for number, okay? Followed by a fraction, all right? So an example of a mixed fraction would be 5 1/3. Now, I also call this a mixed number because it has a whole number in it, okay? So you'll hear it as either a mixed number or mixed fraction. Either one is acceptable. Once again, I'm also going to highlight this with my highlighter. Always keep that handy when we're doing math notes. Okay, there we go. Our second key vocab word for today is an improper fraction. Now, an improper fraction is a fraction where the numerator is larger than the denominator. I'm also going to highlight this. And again, pause this video at any point that you need to. And an example of a fraction where the numerator is larger than the denominator would be 16/3. Okay? Now, the first task that we are going to do is we are going to learn how to make a mixed number MAD. MAD is my little acronym that I use to help you guys remember how to convert from a mixed number into an improper fraction. So, we are going to make our mixed number MAD, M-A-D. There's 3 steps here. So, the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and multiply the denominator, okay? So let's say I've got the fraction 3 1/5. I need to convert this into an improper fraction. So I'm going to do that by multiplying the denominator by the whole number. So I'm going to go 3 times 5. Okay? That's going to give me, or in this case, 5 times 3. 3 times 5, 5 times 3, same number. Okay? Next, I'm going to add the numerator. Okay? So that's my A. So I'm going to put a plus sign up here. Now the last piece that I have is I'm going to place over the denominator. So ultimately I'm going to go 5 times 3, which would be 15. And I'm going to add my 1, which would give me 16. And I'm going to place that over my denominator. My denominator is 5 because it's what was in the original denominator here. So it stays in that same spot. So once again, to make a mixed number MAD, we multiply the denominator by the whole number, so 5 times 3. We wrote that here. We are going to add the numerator, plus 1, and then we're going to place our total over the denominator. So here, 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 gives us 16, so we get 16 over 5. Sorry about that. Next, we have a couple of the practice problems. So once again here, we are going to practice. And our goal is to make it mad. So I'm going to write that right there. Okay. So to make my mixed number mad, first we're going to multiply the denominator by the whole number. So I'm going to write out 6 times 5. Then we have to add the numerator. So I'm going to go plus 1. And then I'm going to put that whole total over the denominator, which was 6. So 6 times 5, that gives me 30. I'm going to bring down my plus 1 and add it. 30 plus 1, I get 31. So 31 over 6 is my answer. I'd like you guys to go ahead and give number 2 practice a shot before we go ahead and review it. Go ahead and pause this video at this time. All right, welcome back. Okay, so once again, you went through and you multiplied the denominator by the whole number. So we got 8 times 2. Then you added the numerator. We went plus 3. And we placed that over the denominator, which is 8. So now I'm going to go 8 times 2, which is 16, plus 3. That's going to give us 19. So final answer is 19 over 8. Now, if you guys notice on this, one thing I'm doing once I get to my final answer is I'm circling it. The other thing that I'm doing is I'm showing my work. When we get back into the classroom, you guys are going to do a lot of these on paper, so you're going to be able to actually show me your work. I am working on an equation editor where you'll actually be able to show me your work throughout the whole process if you're doing this assignment online, or you can always just go ahead, do it on paper, take a photo of it, and send it to me. Showing your work is one of the best ways for me to see how your brain is thinking. Okay? All right, here we go. Moving on to part 2 of this. So the next thing that we're going to work on is converting improper fractions into mixed fractions or mixed numbers. And when we do that, with an improper fraction, division is the action. Little rhyme there, okay? So, first we want to divide the numerator by the denominator, okay? What we have to start is the fraction of 16 over 3, okay? We are going to set this up as a long division problem where the 16 is going to go into the box, okay? The 3 is going to go on the outside. Essentially what we do is we rotate this clockwise 45 degrees, okay? So now what we're going to do is we have the quotient, which is the number up top. We have the divisor, which is the number we are dividing. The dividend is, in this case, 16. It's the number that's being divided, and the remainder we'll have down at the bottom. So let's solve this. 3 can go into 16 5 times, so I'm going to put the 5 there. I'm going to go 5 times 3, that gives me 15. And I'm going to subtract. 16 minus 15 gives me 1. 1 is now my remainder. Now that I've gone through that process of dividing, because remember, with an improper fraction, division is the action, I'm going to begin solving the problem. Now that I've gone through and solved it, the quotient becomes my whole number. So I'm going to circle quotient, that 5. And I'm going to write that here. The remainder becomes the numerator. Okay, so now I have 5, and my remainder becomes the numerator. And lastly, my denominator stays the same. My denominator was 3 before, so I'm going to keep it there. So I have 5 and 1/3. So ultimately, I'm going to get 16 over 3 is equals to 5 and 1/3. Okay. Now, before we move on today, we have 2 more final practice problems, and I'm going to ask you guys to do one of them with me, the other on your own. Okay? So, let's begin by setting this up. Okay, so I'm going to go and put the 5 on the outside and the 17. Whoop, you can't see that there, sorry. So the 5 is going to go on the outside and the 17 on the inside. Okay. 5 can go into 17 3 times. 3 times 5 is 15. When I subtract 17 minus 15, I get 2. So now my 3 is my whole number. The 2 is my remainder, so it goes up top as my numerator. And my 5 stays the same. So the answer would be 3 2/5. Okay. Go ahead and pause this and give number 2 a shot. All right, awesome. Here we go. So once again, we are going to go 3 into 13. 3 can go into 13 4 whole times. 4 times 3 is 12. 13 minus 12 is 1. So now I get 4 as my whole number, 1 as my remainder, and 3 is my denominator. My answer is 4 1/3. All right, you guys, that is all of our notes for today. So if you have any questions at all, please, please, please let me know. And thank you so very much for watching. I will see you later.